Welcome back. The stage is set for the country's 36th independence celebrations. A fresh new logo has been revealed, and this year the festivities are going nationwide across all 14 regions. It's a shift aimed at greater inclusion, participation, as well as national pride. We're now joined telephonically by MICT Executive Director Linda Nakale with more on what's planned and why this year's commemoration promises to be special. Madam Nakale, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Daily Roundup.
Good evening, Nina. Good evening to all the viewers, and thank you very much for having me on your show.
Well, as I mentioned, this year marks the 36th year of independence for Namibia, but talk to us about the significance of hosting celebrations across all 14 regions this time.
Thank you so much, Nina. This is really not the first time that regions are celebrating the independence celebration, but the difference this year is really that there is no the main national celebration as opposed to previous years. So the decentralization of this celebration is intended really to encourage equal participation by all the citizens, and also to promote unity and a sense of shared ownership of our freedom and independence. So at regional level, each and every individual can then form part of this discussion, the celebration, pardon me.
Well, tell us more about the theme and the symbolism as well behind the newly unveiled independence logo.
Yes, this is a logo. In terms of the theme, yes, it talks about Beyond 35 for a prosperous future. We all know that we're striving for economical well-being of our people, everybody to thrive beyond 35 years of independence, now getting into the 36 years independence. In terms of the logo, when you look at it clearly, it has a fish eagle. That is our national bird, which symbolizes Namibia rising towards prosperity, as I've mentioned earlier. Again, you look at the sun, that rising sun, which symbolizes the country's growth, sustainability, and success. Then you have the people of Namibia, which emphasizes the need for shared responsibility and a shared sense of ownership and pride as a nation. When you look on your right, there is that red dove, which symbolizes the hope and aspirations of the nation. When you look at the bottom, just below Independence anniversary there, and just before the years 1990 to 2026, you see the cloud computing icon. This represents our national pursuit to achieving formidable technological advancement for sustainable development of our nation. So that is the theme, and that is what the logo represents. Thank you.
Well, beyond the official ceremonies that we see happening every year on the Independence Day, what activities can the communities in the 14 regions expect this year?
Yes, maybe just to highlight or clarify is that each region would have its own event, and the regional governors would be providing the in-depth plans in terms of what they are planning for their regions. But typically, what we anticipate that each region should then be expecting, or the members of the community should expect, is really that we will expect a well-organized and meaningful celebrations where everybody forms part of this celebration, because it's all about celebrating 36 years of independence. So the regional leaderships will definitely come on air and be specific. What we have done as a ministry, we have designed just a template program to say this is the look and feel in terms of the cover and all that, so there is consistency. But when it comes to the activities that could happen, it really depends on from region to region. We don't want to dictate to say have cultural groups here, have a prayer here, but it's really up to the regions, but you just provided a template. Yeah, thank you.
Well, Madam Nakale, also, will technology and digital platforms play a role in this year's celebrations? And how will the ministry ensure, that rural and remote communities are also fully included in the national celebrations?
Thank you so much. As you're aware, our ministry is part of our functions are decentralized. So our regional offices are fully capacitated. I think you have noted when we have national events that our regional offices live stream and provide such services. So we are fully capacitated. We are ready to ensure that we live stream those events across all our digital platforms, so that we can really maximize on reaching the everybody that would to form part of these discussions or this celebration. And in terms of like NBC always comes on board to ensure that through radio, through television, our members of the public have access to information coverage, especially of this celebration. And also we have other public enterprises resorting under the Ministry of ICT, which are NAMPA, television, and also New Era newspaper. They would also, showcase what is happening in the region. So social media platforms and our radio stations and television would really do that in terms of making sure that everybody is connected and following what is happening. We are coordinating in terms of how best we can do it. We will announce in due course in terms of how that coordination would look like.
Well, just as we conclude, Madam Nakale, as the country reflects on 36 years of freedom since gaining independence, what key milestones would you say citizens, should most be proud of?
Thank you so much, Nina. Obvious thing really that we should be proud of as a country is the peace and stability that we enjoy as a country. That is something that we should strive to maintain for generations to come. We live in a democratic country where we have free and fair elections taking place. And look at last year, we inaugurated the first female of this republic. Those are one of the milestones really that we can celebrate. We look at our key infrastructure, either roads or ICT or telecommunication or other infrastructure. We have schools, we have hospitals, our education system, our healthcare, and again, freedom of expression and speech in this country, that we express ourselves. We have such freedom. Press freedom also, which is constitutionally guaranteed. So this is what we need to, some of these things that we need to really hold dear to our hearts and safeguard. Clean water, electricity I've mentioned, management of natural resources, just to name a few. There is a lot that we can really be proud of as a nation. These are milestones and these are things we should never take for granted. We should, like I said, we should hold dear and appreciate those that have paved the ways for us to be where we are today. We should never forget where we came from, the freedom that was fought by those fallen heroes and heroines. So we should treasure that and pay respect also to those that have made it possible for us to say 36 years later, here we are, and we are a proud nation that is really united, irrespective of our color, our race, our tribe, our languages. We are one Namibia, so we say, my Namibia, my country, my pride, should drive us to greater heights. Thank you, Nina.
Madam Linda Nakale, thank you so much for joining us here on the Daily Roundup this afternoon.
Thank you so much for having me.
That was the executive